Wait, you want to do that for me?
Yeah, what part do you do that?
Yeah, go say the speaker. Wait, where's the speaker?
They can hear me.
Nah, get closer. You got the
Okay. Ready? You're watching the Voice Channel.
Bit.
Thank you. All right. Today we're going to continue graphing quadratics, all right, which sounds hard. It's not. We're going to have a problem like this. Y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. I want you to start with negative b over 2a. What? What's b? What's a? This 1 is a. 4 is b. 3 is c. Okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to start with negative b over 2a. That's going to be negative 4 over 2 times 1. Negative 4 over 2 times 1. That's negative 4 over 2, or negative 2. Okay, so I'm gonna put negative 2 in for x. All right. If I put negative 2 in for x, all right, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus 3. 4 plus negative 8 is negative 4, plus 3 is negative 1. So that gives me the point negative 2, negative 1. This is called the vertex. What's the vertex? The vertex is the bottom of your graph. That's the vertex. It could also be the top of your graph. That's the vertex. Okay? Negative b over 2a is your vertex. This here is always going to be your vertex. Okay? Okay, now, remember yesterday I told you if you start here, the next point you're going to plot is just going to be 1 to the right. Right? So what is 1 to the right? Negative 1. Right? So here's negative 1. Now I'm going to put negative 1 in for x. Okay. If I put negative 1 in for x, negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1, times 1 is 1. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, plus 3. 1 and negative 4 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So when x is negative 1, y is 0. So we plot negative 1, 0. Now, what I talked about yesterday and what I want you to do today is, if negative 1 is 0, what's negative 3 going to be? I promise. 0, right? 0. So you're going to go ahead and plot that. Negative 3 will be 0. Guaranteed. Okay? So now I only want you to do one more. Okay? So we started at negative 2, then we did negative 1. So now what are we going to do? We already did negative 2. 0, right? We did negative 2, we did negative 1. Now we're going to do 0. Okay? We're going to do 0. So now I'm going to put 0 in for x. Okay? 0 squared is 0. Times 1 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0. Plus 3. 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3. So at 0, y is 3. So I'm going to plot 0, 3. Guess what? If 0 is 3, what do you suppose Negative 4 has to be. 3 has to be. On delta math, the moment you plot this fifth point, it will automatically draw your graph for you. Done. Okay? That's pretty what?
So that's a pretty crooked line.
Sorry. Yes. I'm a crooked guy drawing a crooked line. There you go. All right? Next. Same thing. All right? We're going to do negative b over 2a. All right? I'm going to do negative 10 over 2 times negative 1, right? Negative 10 over 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, right?
Yes.
Negative 10 over negative 2 is positive 5. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
So I'm going to plot 5 first. So y equals negative 5 squared plus 10 times 5 minus 16. Now, by the way, negative 5 squared, you do the squared first, then you put in the negative. Meaning, this is going to be negative 25. Because it's 5 times 5, then it's negative. So this is negative 25. Plus 10 times 5 is 50 minus 16. All right. Negative 25 plus 50, that's positive 25. 25 minus 16 makes 9. So I'm going to plot 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay? So now that I plotted 5, the next one I'm going to plot is 6. Okay, 6. Six squared is 36, so it's going to be negative 36 plus 60 minus 16. Negative 36 plus 60, that's 24. 24 minus 16 is 8. So guess what? If 6 gives me 8, what do you suppose 4 is going to give me? 8. If 6 gives me 8, 4 gives me 8. Okay? Please don't waste your time going ahead and plotting and plugging 4 in for x. Okay? You don't have to. Okay? Now we're going to do one more. If I just did 6, now I'm going to do 7. All right? So I'm going to get 7 times 7 is 49. I'm going to get negative 49 plus 70 minus 16. All right? And 21 minus 16 is 5. All right? So if 7 is 5, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If 7 is 5, what do you suppose 3 is going to be? 5. Right? You think you're funny, Abe. All right. And Delta Math will automatically draw your graph for you. Just like that. Okay? Over here, I'm going to once again do negative b over 2a. b is negative 14, so it's negative 14. Do you understand why it's negative 14? Because b is negative 14, right?
Yeah.
But I want the negative of that, so it's negative 14.
So negative?
That's right, so it's going to be positive, right?
Yes.
Over 2 times 1, because this is 1. So it's going to be positive 14 over 2. Positive 14 over 2 is 7. Okay? So y equals 7 squared minus 14 times 7 plus 48. Okay. 49 minus 14 times 7, 98 plus 48. Okay. So 49 minus 98 is 49. Negative 49 plus 48 is 1. Okay. So I'm going to apply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay. Now that I've plotted 7, guess what I'm going to do next?
Go right one.
Which is, what's right? What is 8? Is right 1 from 7, right? So I'm going to do 8 next. Okay. 8 squared minus 14 times 8 plus 48. Okay. 8 squared is 64. What is 14 times 8? 112 plus 48. What is 64 minus 112? 64 minus 112. 64 minus 112, yeah.
48.
Minus 48? Right,
Yeah.
yeah. And then plus 48 is going to be 0. All right. So 8 gives me 0, which means I've done something wrong. Gosh darn it. It's 48.
It's negative.
Right, negative 48. I did something wrong. Let me do 7 again. 49 minus 14 times 7. 98. What's 98? What's 49 minus 98?
49 minus 98.
Yeah,
49.
49,
Negative 49.
Yeah.
right? Negative 49.
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry. So this is negative 49 plus 48 is negative 1. I apologize. 7 takes me to negative 1. I'm sorry. I messed that up. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, negative 1. So if 7 is negative 1, 8 is 0. So if 8 is 0, guess what 6 must be? 0. Very good. 6 is 0. So now that I've done 7 and 8, guess what I'm going to do next?
5 and 9.
Not very good. 5 and 9. All right. You know what? To make it easier on me, I'm going to do 5 instead of 9. Okay. 5 squared is 25. 14 times 5 is 70. Plus 48. 25 minus 70 is 55?
45.
45. Negative 45 plus 48 is going to be 3. So 5 is going to be 3, which means 9 is going to be
3.
Very good. So 5 is going to be 3. 9 is going to be 3. As soon as you plot that point, Delta Math will draw your curve. Okay? You've been watching the Weiss channel.